everyone, and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you are watching a video from me, today's video is not a coincidence. There are no coincidences, so if this popped up in your feed, this might have the missing piece of the puzzle that might solve your personal dilemma or help you in your journey on this planet. What I wanted to talk about today was about periods in your life where you might feel that you're lost, that you've been going at a problem for so long but you cannot find a way out, or for phases where you feel stuck in life, like you have this gooey energy that's maybe attached to a place, maybe attached to some people, and no matter how hard you try, you're just not able to get yourself out of it. Because trust me, I've been there. A few months ago, all that I wanted to do was just get out of the town that I've been living in. And trust me, I had always been very grateful. I had always wanted to live here, which is why it was a sign of a personal emergency for me when I couldn't see myself living here for a second longer. It got so suffocating that I ended up traveling for 2 months. And what I will try to summarize in this video today will be my learnings in those 2 months that have helped me to make this place like home for me, and I don't feel the need to escape anymore. And I hope that if you have that within you, the overwhelming need to escape the place that you're at, I hope that this resolves it. So, to sort of figure out that dilemma, what I would want from you firstly is radical honesty and acceptance of your experiences and of the things that have happened to you. I want you to journal and ask yourself why it is that you feel stuck or you feel like escaping your current reality, because that is the first step to transforming your life and to step into a new timeline that's more aligned with the version of reality that you want to create for yourself. Ask yourself what it is that you want to escape. Is it your job? Is it memories of a past relationship? Is it the toxic people in your environment? Or is it the space around you which you feel is suffocating your inner soul and your growth? And it could be any of these. And if it is any of these, then I'm really sorry, because on the surface, it might seem like it's impossible to change them. Because if you don't like your job, and then I think it's very important to acknowledge that you cannot just leave your job just because you have toxic people there that you work with, or you have toxic family members. You cannot leave these situations. And I would not advise you to do that either. What I would suggest in cases like those, where you feel that there are certain variables in your environment that have a negative effect on your mental well-being or your spiritual growth, or just like suffocate you altogether, I would say that the only thing that you can do is change the way that you approach these situations. You cannot change other people. You cannot teach a narcissist to not be narcissistic. Also, because narcissists cannot ever realize that they are the narcissist. They would always imagine themselves being the victim. But you can change the way that you approach these subjects. So for example, if you have a person that's deeply narcissistic in your environment, I want you to not be their supply anymore. This is how it works. Narcissists always look for supply. They always look for sources of drama, for external validation, or for some sort of conspiracy that takes away the boringness of it all, which for them is boringness, but for normal people, it's just peace. What they don't understand is peace itself, and so they try to create these situations off of which they could feed from the energy of other people. So if you're stuck in a situation like that, or if you're stuck in a place like that, remove your energy and don't feed into those cycles. This can also be true for people who don't realize that there is a problem. So, for example, you might say that, okay, I think I like my friends, I think I like the people I work with, there is no problem. But if at the end of the day you feel exhausted after interactions with these people, instead of feeling energized or inspired or refreshed, or at least no negative feeling at all, just normal tired, then it's okay. But if you feel drained after a full day, then it might be that you're stuck with people who look at the negative things or who remind you of the bad things or the past versions of yourself that you do not want to associate yourself with. Take away your energy from these people, and in your head, you should make it very clear that these people have a different way of approaching life, which is not the same as yours. You want to be growth focused and you want to focus on your progress. There's a different path that's meant for you. You will follow that. And to follow that, you need to stop listening to these people. Simply understand that they have a different perspective and don't let them affect you, which is easy to say. But again, trust me, it makes a world of difference, because there's no changing these people. You just need to take away your energy and give it to something that nourishes your soul. Another thing that you need to do if you feel stuck in life is reevaluate some of your choices, not all of them, because that's the basis of an existential crisis. But it could be that you're at a point in your life where truly you feel like you have a calling that you're meant to follow, and it doesn't always have to be called a quarter or like a midlife crisis. It could be that truly it is time to explore, and on this planet we have a very fixed short span of life, and in that time we are meant to do everything that we want to do or we can do, which is why it's important to not just dismiss this feeling stuck phase or energy as something that's just a phase or something that you'll get over with. If you're not comfortable, listen to your intuition, listen to the inner feeling, and truly explore new avenues that bring you spiritual fulfillment, that bring you personal fulfillment. Because chances are that if you feel stuck in your life right now, you would continue to feel this way unless you change up some things. Having said that, these feelings cannot always or will not always be a reflection that a change needs to be made. Sometimes no external change needs to be made, and internal changes are more important. And this is something that you need to ask yourself. I'm not saying that if all of your friends are doing their masters or going for an MBA, you need to do that as well. Trust me, if your feelings of being stuck stem from the fact that you're comparing your life to others of the same age, then you simply need to dissociate from them, cut people off of social media that might trigger those feelings, because chances are that you might be following your calling, you might be doing something that you're passionate about, but you're just looking at other people and comparing if you want to do what they are doing, which is also something that you need to be cautious about. Which brings me to my next point, which is also going to be my last point, because on here I try to keep my videos as short as possible and sort of give like the most basic, most important things that you need to do on the problem right now. And if you're interested, I would always love to talk more about them in other videos. But the last point is always choosing a new hobby, or choosing to get back to what brought you happiness. And you need to make a list of things that make you happy. And something that I think you might not have heard other people say is that what I realized from my time off was that I was giving too much into my happiness, which sounds kind of contradictory because people say that if you're unhappy, you need to spend time doing what you enjoy. What I learned was that I was spending too much time having fun. I was giving into everything that I ever wanted, so much so that there was no place of discipline in my life. And so I was not really cherishing what I got to do. Now that I've come back, I've tried to reinforce systems and disciplines that allow me to do what I require to do, what I'm required to do, required to function. And when I get to do what I love and enjoy, like dressing up, like makeup, like eating sweets, like eating whatever the fuck I want, or just like waving sometimes, I get to truly enjoy it. So, moderation, I feel, will bring you closer to happiness than hedonism. So, that was it for today. Please like and subscribe if this resonated with you. And I truly hope that you're able to move to a space in your life. If you're watching this, that's my intention. And I am sending all of my love and healing to you so that you're able to step out of this phase in your life and find what your soul truly desires and requires.